This is why he will always regret leaving you, and then he will eventually come back. And a lot of times, women, you think that it was something that you had did or something like that, when in reality, it was nothing that you actually did. It was just one of those things where he wanted to leave because he thought those options that he had were better than you. And he's not going to tell you that he was wrong for leaving you. He was wrong for this. He was wrong for that. He's not going to tell you that. He's going to be like, oh, I miss you. He's going to disguise it where it makes him seem like, oh, he was missing you. He was thinking about you the whole time. But in reality, 9 times out of 10, the relationship he was in, it either did not work out, or the woman that he thought was you basically could not replace you. It was an impulsive decision where he thought he could exchange you for someone else, but that person couldn't fill the void. Now he's running back. Now he's saying he loves you so much, he misses you so much, and you are the girl for him and all this other bullshit. One thing you need to remember, he came back because he couldn't fucking replace you. And if you're a woman and you're going through this toxic situation with the ex or whoever it might be, go snag my book, If You Cannot Detach. It's helped thousands of women detach and move on from their ex.
There's one thing that a man will never forget, and that is a woman that was good to him. A man will never forget a woman that was good to him. He may not give her the respect and attention and care that she deserves, but he will never forget a woman that was caring, loyal, respectful, and just there for him in his time of need. A man will never forget these things.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, will scar a man more in his life than realizing he let a good woman go. For why he did it, insecurity, jealousy, not feeling good enough, it will literally haunt him for the rest of his life, watching that woman get the man that she deserves to be with, because he just simply could not step up to the plate.
Not every breakup hits a man the same way, but let me tell you, when a man realizes that he lost a real one, the regret is real. These things are what really makes a man regret losing his woman. Number 1, the genuine love and the support. When he looks back and realizes that you were his biggest supporter, you were the one who believed in him even when he didn't believe in himself, that is a tough loss to swallow. Number 2, the emotional safety and understanding that she gave him. Now, men don't always open up, but when men finally find somebody to help them open up and be vulnerable, that's rare. So losing that kind of connection definitely stings. Number 3, it's the peace over the drama. Ladies, if you've brought peace into his life instead of chaos, trust me when I tell you, when you leave, it's a big difference. And he definitely notices the difference once you gone. Number 4, having a woman who helped him grow. If you challenged that man to be better, pushed him toward his goals, you helped him mature, the impact does not fade, especially when he realizes all women are not doing that. Number 5, the sickest part of it all, when she moves on and glows up. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes a man reflect harder than seeing his ex-woman move on and up, genuinely being happy without him. The truth is, men do not always process regret immediately, but when they do, it's usually because they lost a woman who added value to their lives. Share this if you know your worth. Make sure y'all follow me for more tips. And if you need a one-on-one coaching session with me, the link is in my bio. King Crane. Peace.
Never underestimate how fast a woman will cut you off for making her feel like she's begging for your love. And it's not going to be overnight, but when it happens, it'll be fast, like a thief in the night. And it's funny because men always regret losing this type of woman. Not the one that's going to get revenge and sleep around to get her lick back, but the one who knows what she brings to the table and isn't afraid to eat alone. Yeah, these are hindsight 2020 women. The ones a lot of men don't even believe exist until they felt the pain in their chest from losing one. She'll walk away from your disrespect without looking back for your reaction. She's the one that's going to ignore men every day because she loves you, but if you fumble her, then you'll become one of those men that she's ignoring. And your begging won't be a bargaining chip once you crossed her boundaries, because she knows she gave you every chance to get it right until you ran out of chances and she told you to get out. See, ego and insecurity will cause an immature man to misinterpret this woman's loyalty as too good to be true. Like she's just gonna up and leave, like she's just weighing better options. Whole time, she's only weighing your effort. And if it's adding up to the bare minimum, then it's going to be you that she subtracts. Because, man, you don't lose this kind of woman when your money ain't right or when another man comes along. You lose this type of woman when you start acting like she ain't much to lose, and that she'll show you better than she can tell you.
Somebody I looked up to told me one day, if he could rewind time back, he would have never cheated on the woman that he wanted to be with at that time. Now, this man get a lot of women's attention, a lot. And he said as a young man, he couldn't control himself. Every woman that was throwing it at him that was fine, he was taking it. And sometimes he would cheat on the girl that he was with, and not that he done, he'll literally start thinking to himself, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? So he said he started feeling bad, and then he didn't want to talk to the girl. And then when he got home, he just felt like something was eating at him. He said over the time he wasn't getting caught, so he started getting number and number and number to the feeling. Until one day she called him up, and that one day cost him everything. The crazy part about it, he wasn't even married. He was so hurt that the decision that he made took him away from his family. He said, man, I messed up, man. I had a woman that was a good woman. She cooked, she cleaned, she respected me. She did everything I wanted a woman to do as a young man. He said when he was in his early 20s cheating on that young lady, that was the dumbest thing or the dumbest mistake he ever made. And this the part that blew my mind, right? He said when she found out she was hurt, she didn't want to talk to him. He said they started talking again because they had a child together. But she quickly turned her feelings off. He said he would go to her saying that he was sorry and think that things could change, they can get back together. But every single time he said he's sorry, she says, I know, and I forgive you. I just hope you find the person that you're looking for. He said every woman that he done dealt with from that point on, the way she carried herself, the way she stood on business, and she told him while they was dating, before they had a child, if you play with me once, you will never have a chance to play with me again. And that one time, he never got a chance to do it again. He said on the day of her wedding night, he cried because it hurt him so bad to see her walk down the aisle with a good guy. He said, so Lil Sean, if you ever get you a good woman and she good to you, you make sure you stay home and do everything in your power to keep that relationship going. And if she do right by you and you do right by her, it won't be hard to do it. Moral of the story is, that good woman for life is not worth losing for that good moment for the night. This was your warning before destruction. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know what you think in the comments.
A lot of us men, we regret losing a good woman in our life, and we don't realize what we really do to them. She cooked, she cleaned, she was only entertaining you, and what were you doing? You were entertaining other women on Instagram, Facebook, you were DMing, you were messaging them because you weren't satisfied because maybe your woman didn't have a big butt as theirs. Maybe you wanted somebody with bigger boobs. I just don't understand because those women didn't have a heart like your wife or your girlfriend. So you go out and you seek the women you see on social media and you think you have a chance. And as soon as you catch one, you start realizing they're not what you thought they were. They weren't cooking like your wife. They weren't cleaning. They were entertaining multiple people, not just yourself. And they were infatuated with the social media comments. And you fucked up. A lot of our minds are getting addicted to this social media, and we realize that we're living in a world where people are not satisfied because they're looking at social media and think they can always get better. But to be honest, you don't realize you had the best. And you messed up. You messed up.
A man is always gonna miss what he mistreated. And a man is always gonna miss a girl that he didn't treat right. Broski, you had the whole world in your hands. She was there for you when you was at your lowest. She would be there for you if you got sick tomorrow. She was doing all the right things that a girl that you're chatting to or a girl that you're going out with should be doing. Instead of you to lock in and focus up, you wanted to be doing foolishness, and you've only got yourself to blame for that. Now that you've seen that she's moved on and she's living life, she doesn't need you anymore, she's not as whipped over you as she once was, you want to try spin the block. You want to start saying things like, I miss her. You want to start hitting her with them two regretful lines about, I can't lie, I just wasn't in the right place at the time. Like, I'm so sorry, I know I messed up. Brother, she knows you messed up as well, but you get me, that's life. on to bigger and better. Like, men only realize that they had something good once the something good is now gone and has moved on to better. It's sad to see. It's sad to see, I'll be honest. That'll be a lesson though. If you find a good girl and she's doing everything right, then don't mess it up, brother.
He broke your heart, fuck him. The truth is, men, we always regret losing good women. Because as soon as those good women leave, our life starts to fucking crumble. They soon realize that it was her love and her spiritual protection that was keeping it together. At first, they're relieved because they know you're sad. They expect you to beg and cry while they're out chasing temporary gratification. Trust me, it destroys them later on down the line. Because they lost that spiritual shield that you provided. You prayed for them, you believed in them, you spoke life into their dreams when no one else did. The truth is, a relationship with a good woman is a gift from God. And when a man fails to appreciate it, it's as if he's rejecting God's blessing. So God makes him feel all the consequences, especially if he hurts you. His life becomes chaotic and unstable. It's like nothing can fill that void. Once time passes and the grief finally catches up to them, they soon realize how much you actually sacrificed, how much you endured, how much your prayers actually added to their life. It added to their life so much, and they didn't even acknowledge it. You were so patient, so forgiving. That's usually the time they try to come back. But by this point, you've elevated your life. You know your worth. God removed that person from your life to protect you from further harm. God doesn't punish a man for losing a good woman. What he does do is he allows him to feel the weight of your absence when you're not there and you're not available and you're gone. Hey, queen, just know, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be safe. You deserve every blessing in the world that God has to offer you. It's 2025, baby. We're going to heal all year and get to this bag. Let's go.
What we're talking about today is the fact that they will regret losing you. You know, they say that some people don't realize what they have until it's gone. But that doesn't mean they're supposed to get it back. So now this is not a video to try to get you to entertain someone who lets you slip out of their hands who doesn't deserve you. Let me make that correct or make that plain and clear from the jump. But I do want to convey the message that they will regret losing you. And the reason why I feel the need to speak on this is because I see many people in these relationships see them end. And one of the things that keep you attached is this desire and this wonder of, did they really love me? Did they really care? Are they really regretful of the fact that they lost me? Well, let me let you know right now, if you were a good person to them, if you put your best foot forward, now it doesn't mean you were perfect, but you know you were good and of high quality for that person, then trust and believe they will regret losing you. The thing is, you may not always see it, at least not initially, because many people move on and they run to a distraction. You'll see individuals break up and immediately jump into another relationship, immediately start entertaining other individuals. And you start to feel like, well, damn, they must not have really cared about me. They must not have really loved me. But that's not always the case. Sometimes they're doing it because they're trying to distract themselves from how badly they feel from the breakup. They're trying to distract themselves from the fact that they know they messed up, but they don't want to face that issue. They don't want to have to deal with that. So they go run to someone else to make themselves feel better. All right. So you can rest assured that yes, they are going to regret it. Sometimes it doesn't come out till years later, months later, whatever. They hit you up. They tell you, damn, you were the best I ever had. I realize now that I should have done better when I had you. But again, don't fall for that. If you know they're not for you, if you know it was never what it needed to be, if you know that's not the person that God wanted you with, don't fall for it. But yes, they will regret losing you. But now I had to bring that point to your attention, but I have to bring the next one to your attention. Don't worry about if they do. Don't concern yourself with whether they regret it, whether they love you, how they feel about it, because those types of questions and concerns continues to have you dwelling in an attachment to this individual. It makes it harder for you to walk away. And for some of you, because you're not going to see the answer to that question immediately, you're going to find yourself dragging on longer and longer, holding on emotionally to this situation you need to let go of. The question you should be asking yourself is not whether they regret losing you, is if they were truly for you to begin with. Because if they're not the person for you, then hallelujah, praise God, you have been blessed by the breakup. All right? Now, some of you may feel like, but I do feel like they're the person for me. I do feel like this should have worked. I do feel like this should have not gone this way. And I understand that. And that's a very tough position to be in. But again, dwelling on whether they regret it, how they're feeling about it, whether they think about you, isn't going to make your life better. Isn't going to help you move forward, isn't going to help you focus on you. Listen, if you truly believe they were the one, then there's a good chance an opportunity will come back around one day. But in the meantime, we can't be waiting on that. We can't be focused on that. We have to be focused on us. We have to be focused on God. We have to be focused on our purpose. So you still don't want to be asking the question, do they regret losing me? Are they happy right now? And some of you may see a situation where they jump into a new relationship and they look happy. And it makes you salty. It makes you feel some kind of way. It hurts your feelings. But I'm going to tell you, if that person quickly rebounded and jumped to someone else, there's a very good chance the happiness you see now with them in their pictures and their posts will disappear. That they will eventually find themselves in another failed relationship. That they will see the ramifications or the consequences of their actions. So again, what you see isn't always what it really is, all right? And you cannot allow yourself to be focused on that. You cannot allow yourself to be lurking on their social media page, hoping to find evidence of regret, hoping to find evidence of sorrow or pain because you want them to feel the way that you're feeling. Instead, I want you to focus on you feeling better. Are you getting to a better place?
You know how many men have fumbled the best thing that ever happened to them because they tried to enter a relationship before they was ready. They thought that they can be a playboy. And then once they met the right woman, that was going to solve their problems. You know how many men is not crying right now because they lost the best woman that they have ever met because they thought that a man will change for the right woman. And the reason they was previous relationships is not because they had healing to do, but because they was with a woman that didn't motivate them to be better. Be better for you. And do this before. Do it before meeting her. Because I tell you right now, the worst thing you can do is meet the woman of your dreams, your soulmate, in a space in life where you are not prepared to catch her. Because what the you gonna do? You gonna pretend to be ready when you know you're not. But you don't want to let her pass. So you're going to act like you're ready for a relationship. This is why men get in relationships and they cheat. Because they were sleeping with women up until the day they went official with a woman. So now you start pretending because you didn't do the real work before. You're trying to do the afterwards. And guess what happens when you try to heal yourself, build yourself, become a leader after you meet her? You hurt her in the process.
Growth is one of the main reasons why men regret losing you. They've realized what they've got, they've realized what they've lost, and they regret it. But unfortunately, when they realize the valuable thing that they lost, you're already over them, right? The rich get richer, the poor get more poor. In other words, once you're happy, once you're over them, that's when they want you. But when you're needy for them, when you really want them, that's when they don't want you. It's the irony of life.
Statistically speaking, on average, men tend to regret breakups a lot more than women do. Researchers tracked 5,705 participants across 96 different countries and found that while women may feel more hurt and pain initially from the breakup, they tend to move on and get over it faster and more fully, whereas some men may never get over the breakup, and that's where the phrase "a man never forgets his first love" comes from. Despite the idea and stereotype that women are more emotionally involved in romance, a 2021 international study found that men tend to experience more pain than a woman does after a split, and this makes a lot of sense when you take into consideration another study that was done in 2024 from the behavioral and brain sciences that indicate that romantic partnerships mean a lot more to men because men tend to benefit more from romantic relationships with with a woman. Interestingly enough, from that same study, there was one survey conducted from 1,400 men who dumped their partners, and out of the 1,400 men who dumped their partners, 76.5 of them said that within 60 days, they regretted breaking up with their partner, with their woman. And with all the information and data that's out there, it tells me that one of the reasons as to why men tend to regret the breakup more than the woman does is because men have a tendency to be a lot more impulsive than women do. I'm sure you've heard this stereotype that women cannot be trusted to make rational decisions because they're hypersensitive and overly emotional. Well, the data actually shows the contrary. Women tend to be a lot more logical thinkers than men think they are. A clear example of that would be the stock market. Women tend to outperform men in investing because they stay on course despite the rise and fall of the stock market. They don't panic and pull their money out of stocks as soon as it starts falling. Men oftentimes do, though. There's hella other studies that have also been done that clearly indicate that men and women have nearly the same amount of emotions. The only difference is that we tend to bottle them in, which leads us to making impulsive decisions because we have so much emotion built in. A breakup is one of those examples. And why do you think men come back to a woman's life? Because they made a decision that they're now regretting. Women, on the other hand, will carefully consider the pros and cons of what they're about to do, and they make a decision based on something that they've carefully considered. So even though women tend to take a little longer to get over the relationship, when they do it, they get over it fully and well, while men sometimes may never get over it.
Us men, immediately we realize we lost a good woman. Like we feel that essence of a good woman just gone immediately. It don't take years, it don't take a few days, it don't take the moment we lose a good woman. A man understands we have lost something precious to us. She might have been a woman that I didn't have to ask, hey, I'm on my last stick of deodorant. She just see I'm on my last stick, she get it. She gets soap in the house when it's low. Goddamn me. She goddamn have my work clothes out when I just fall asleep and I'm dead tired. I forgot to put them out. Like it's the little shit. Our ego or our selfishness or our immaturity blew that opportunity with that woman. And in the moment that happens, men know that exact moment we have lost something special.
Imagine God sending you a woman whose only mission was just to love you as good as you ever imagined. But you played with her and you fumbled at, you know. And so now you just dealing with women that are corny, who don't know their worth, and they be begging you for materialistic shit. Some women are just so unforgettable, man, that you gotta learn how to appreciate the ones who just asked to be loved, to feel safe, to feel secure, protected, appreciated, valued, affirmed, and for you to just consider them, for you to just see them. You know, the good ones, they always gonna challenge you, but every time that they gonna show you why they don't settle for just anything and why they deserve the best, because they don't distract you from your dreams. They only inspire you to achieve them faster. You know, they're not perfect, but they worth it. Like, they know how to balance things out. They know when to push you, they know when to pull back, they know when to just pray for you. Like, yeah, they add value to everything in your life. They turn good to great. They inspire excellence. So my friend, if fear has you afraid to love a woman like that, it's because you're only trying to protect your heart. You know, I'm just saying, so if you care, that you're responsible for what she receives from you. Love. God.